Dear children, let us solve the next exercise, exercise 5b, which is based upon the properties of whole numbers for subtraction. So the first one we have, consider two whole numbers a and b. So a and b are said to be the whole numbers such that a is greater than b. So what you can understand here, a is greater. So a is greater than b. So the first one we should say, is a minus b a whole number? Is this result always true? So what you should find? If a is greater than b, is a minus b a whole number, and is this result will be always true. So let us solve. Let us write the solution. So the solution for this is, what you need to do? You need to take example a equals to 2 and b is equals to 1. So what we are going to prove? Whether a minus b is a whole number and is this result is always true. So take a equals to 2, that is greater than b, and b is equal to 1. So what we need to do here? So therefore the first what we need to show, a minus b equal to how much? So a minus b equal to how much means what you will do? What is the value of a? 2 minus 1. So what is the answer we get? What is 2 minus 1? We get answer 1. So what you can understand? Yes, the answer whatever you obtain is a whole number. So what you can write? Yes, a minus b is a whole number and the result will always remain the same. So what you can understand here? A minus b, let us write it. Yes, a minus b is a whole number and yes, the result will always be same. Okay? Yes. So what we understand? So by solving this example we understood, yes, a minus b is a whole number. How? The value obtained, whatever you obtain is a whole number, that is 1 you got. So and yes, the result will be always same. So for any conditions of any numbers, the result always you find it will be same. So let us move to the next one. Let us solve b minus a whole number, and is this result always true? So let us find here. So what we need to do, again take the example, a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1. So what we need to do here, b minus a. So what is b minus a? What is the value? 1 minus, why 1? Because b value is 1 here and a value is 2. So what is the answer if you minus 1 with minus 2? Yes, whatever answer you get, it is a negative. That is minus 1 you obtain. How did you get 1 minus 2? This way. Yes, can you, here below you can see there is a greater number having minus 2 and above there is a small number. So 1 minus 2. So 1 minus 2, what is the answer? Or else 2 minus 1. You know 2 minus 1 is 1. So 1 minus 2 is what? 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Why? The greater number sign comes to the answer. So it is minus 1. So here what we get here? That is minus 1. So next what let us write? Let us write, is b minus a whole number? Is this a whole number? No. b minus a is not a whole number. And let us write again, yes, the result will always be true. Why did I write here the result will be always true? Because whenever you minus b minus a, taking a less number and a taking a great number, the answer whatever you get, will be in the negative sign, that is -1, -4, like that, such like that answers you will get. So, what I have written, yes, the result will always be true. So next let us move for the filling the blanks. So in the filling the blanks we have the first question, 8 minus 0 equals to how much, and 0 minus 8 equal to dash. So can you tell me what is 8 minus 0? Whatever you minus with 0, the answer you obtain is always same. 8 minus 0 is 8. And what is 0 minus 8? 0 minus 8, what children, how much you will get? Yes, as you see in this case, the greater number is minus. So it is minus 8. So our answer will be also minus 8. Because the sign which the number has, the same sign goes to the answer. That is, our answer will be now minus 8. So the next one we have, 8 minus 0 is not equal to 0 minus 8. Yes, 8 and minus 8, they are not equal. This shows subtraction of whole numbers is not dash. So by looking at this, what you will understand, which property you can remember by looking at this, we will remember the commutative property. Yes or no? 8 is equal to x plus y, x minus y, x minus y. So what is t is not equal to? So in addition, what you remember, x plus y, and it was equal to. But in subtraction, x minus y minus x is not, what you need to write? Commutative. You understood why it is commutative? Because it is in the form of x minus y not equal to y minus x. Do you know the commutative property? Yes, if you are very sure about the commutative property, you will easily understand the first one. Let us move to the next one. What we have, 5 minus 10 is equal to dash, which is not a dash. Okay, what is the answer when you minus 5 with 10? 5 minus 10. So what answer you get? 10 is minus. So 10 is a greater number which is having the minus sign. Can you minus 5 minus 10? Yes, but what is the answer you get? You get the answer minus 5, which is not a dash. So what can you write? Which is not? Which is not a 5 minus 5 is not a whole number, children. Yes? Any number which has minus sign cannot be a whole number. So which is not a whole number. And next, it is in subtraction of dash is not closed. So subtraction of what is not closed? Again, subtraction of whole numbers. Okay, I have very less space. I will just write here. Subtraction of whole numbers is not closed. So subtraction of whole numbers is not closed. So subtraction of whole numbers is not closed. So I think so I have completed the correct question. Okay. Minus 5 minus 10 equals to minus 5, which is not a whole number. Okay, let us move to the next one. Number 3. 7 minus 18 equal to how much? And 7 of minus 18 bracket minus 5. So equal to how much? So can you solve and tell me what is 7 minus 18? Everyone? Yes, please solve. 7 minus 18. Yes. So remember, the greater number has the minus sign. So when you solve 7 minus 18, just solve this. What your answer you will get? Your answer should be minus 11. Why it is minus 11? Because the greater number has the negative sign. So answer is minus 11. And 7 minus 18 minus 5. So what do you need to do? Solve what is in the bracket. So when you solve, what answer did you get? Minus 11. So minus 11 minus 5. So solve how much? Minus 11 minus 5. How much you will get? Minus 11 minus 5. So it is 16. So which is 16 it will be? Greater number is 11 and it has negative sign. So our answer will be a minus 16. Can you understand why it is minus? Because when you solve, if the greater number has the negative sign, the whole number also becomes the negative, that is minus 16. Move to the next one. 18 minus 5. What is the answer you are getting? 18 minus 5. Solve, children? Yes, it is 13. No need to solve this. You know how to solve. Yes or no? 18 minus 5 equals to 13. Now solve this. 7 minus 18 minus 5. We know this value is 13. So minus it with 7 minus 13 you do. And tell me what is the answer you get when you minus 7 with 13. Yes, minus 6. So you understood? 7 minus 13. Minus 13 and 7. So minus 6 is the answer. So okay, I'll just draw like, okay, minus 6 is the answer. So now here the next one. Is 7 minus 18 minus 5 equal to 7? Minus 18 minus 5. So they are asking, is 7 minus 18 minus 5 equals to 7 minus 18 minus 5? So what should be our answer? Is our answer yes or no? Because here when you solve, that is in the first step, your answer was minus 16. And when you solve the next one, see here, 7 minus 8 minus 15, 18 minus 5, your answer was minus 6. So is it equal? They are asking, is it equal? The answer what you obtained here, that is here, and the answer what you obtained here in the next one, is it equal? So what is should be our answer? No. It is not equal. So let us write that no. So next what let us do? Let us see subtraction of, okay, subtraction of whole numbers is not dash. So through this what you will understand? So what type of property is used here? So what type property can you find here? So a, x minus y, z, here three terms are there, x, y and z, or x, y and z. So what type of property can you find here? Children, it is associative property. X minus y minus z, x minus y minus z. Here x minus y are in the bracket, here y minus z are in the bracket. But they are asking an equal to. So we have said no, it is not equal to. So subtraction of whole numbers is not, what you should write? Associative. So did you understand why it is not associative? Because this property fails. So it says it is not equal to. So subtraction of whole numbers is not associative. So you have understood here, your whole commutative property also doesn't hold good, and associative property also for the whole numbers does not hold good. So let us move for the next one. Let us move to the next one. Write the identity number if possible for subtraction. So what we need to do, write the identity number if possible for subtraction. So is it possible to write the identity number 1 for subtraction? So as you have studied the about the identity property, so can your existence of identity, so what is it possible to write the identity number? Yes, is it possible? So what you know, for any whole number x, x minus 0 equals to x, but 0 minus x is not equal to x. So it is not possible. So it is not possible to write any identity property for subtraction. So what is your answer? It is not possible. Okay, mention here. It is not possible. It is not possible to write identity number for subtraction. Okay, so let us move to the next one. What is the next question? Write the inverse if possible for subtraction of whole numbers. So Write the inverse if possible for subtraction of whole numbers. Okay. So is it possible to write the inverse? The inverse, our answer is the inverse does not exist. Yes, you have learned the property existence of inverse. So what does it say? The inverse does not exist. So in subtraction, the inverse of any number does not exist. And what is you understood here? When you go to write the property, identity property, it is not possible to write the identity property. So it is not possible to write the identity property. Identify the number. It is not possible to identify the number. Okay. So you can just mention it is not possible. Okay. Now here the next one we have fifth one. 12 into 9 minus 6 equals to how much? Equals to how much? So what you will understand by this? Yes, you need to solve. First what you need to solve which is within the bracket. So what is 9 minus 6, children? What is 9 minus 6? 9 minus 6 is 3. So let us write 12 into 3. We have solved this here. So what is 12 3s, Anna? 12 3s is 36. Yes, sure? Yeah. So let's move to the next one. 12 into 9 minus 12 into 6. So solve this. What answer will you get? 12 into 9, 12 minus 6. Solve this first. Yes, our answer is 12 9 is 108. So minus this with 12 into 6. So what answer you will get? 12 into 6. 12 6 is how much? 72. Okay. Now solve 108 minus 72 is how much? So try to solve and tell me. Yes, it is 36. So did you get the answer 36? Yes, most of them got, I hope so. So now here next let us see 12 into 9 minus 6 equals to 12 into 12 minus 6. They are asking it is equal. What you should say? Yes. Yes, it is equal. So next one, is this type of result always true? If this type of result is always true, our answer should be again yes. Name the property used here. Whatever property has been used here. Yes, whatever property has been used here, you can say 12 into 9 and 12 into 6. So whatever property is used here, it is distributivity. Okay, distributive property is used here. So we have written here the property distributivity is used here. So let's move to the next one, sixth one. Solve this. 16 minus 8 into 24. What is 16 minus 8? What answer you get? 8 into 24. Yes? Okay. Now 24 8s are 8, 24 is how much? Solve 192. Okay. Now multiply this 16 into 24. What answer do you get? Yes, what answer did you get? 16 into 24. Try to solve and tell me what answer did you get? It is 384. Now minus it with 24 into 8. 192. Now minus this 384 minus 192. Try to solve. Did you get the answer? How much did you get? 192. So next step is 16 minus 8 into 24 equals to 16 into 24 minus 8 into 24 is equal. So they are asking is it equal? So what answer did we get here in the first step? 192 and next step also 192. So our answer should be here. Yes, it is equal. So is this type of result is always true? Again, answer yes. So name the property used here. Whatever property can you find here? 16 into 24 and minus 8 into 24. So same as this. So it is distributivity. Otherwise you can write in one word distributive property is being used here. So next let us I hope so we have finished the exercise 5. Okay, let me revise for you once again. So number 3, write the identity number is possible for subtraction. So in existence of identity, you know, for subtraction, no identity number exists. So remember, always remember, no identity number exists. Okay, for what? Subtraction. In addition, we have, okay, for subtraction there is no identity number exists. And in fourth one, what you will understand, when you go for, is it possible to for subtraction to get the inverse? So again our answer is the inverse also does not exist in subtraction. When you study the properties, it is clearly given and I explained to you also. So there is no identity number and there is no inverse existing in the subtraction. In these two cases, what did you find? They have the distributive property. Okay, so well, our answer what it is, the result is always true when we go for the distributive property. You can find the result whatever we obtained is true. So solve these sums in your notebook and write very neatly. Thank you.